Week 15 has arrived, and it brings a showdown between the Miami Dolphins and the Houston Texans that feels like it carries the weight of the season for both teams. This isn't a game either side can afford to lose. Miami comes in at 6-7, desperate to claw their way back to a .500 record for the first time since Week 2. For a team that has been teetering on the edge all year, this feels like the moment where they either prove they belong in the playoff hunt or let the season slip further out of reach. Everything about this game feels like a test of their grit, their talent, and their ability to rise when it matters most. The Texans are in a very different position at 8-5, but the pressure on them is no less intense. With two brutal games against the Chiefs and Ravens on the horizon, Houston knows this is their best shot to hold their ground atop the AFC South. One misstep, and the Colts, who are gaining momentum, could overtake them in the division. This is a pivotal moment for both franchises, and neither can afford to let it slip away. Miami's offense has been reinvigorated by Tua Tagovailoa, who is playing some of the best football of his career. Since returning in Week 8, Tua has been sensational, throwing 15 touchdowns with just a single interception. His ability to stay composed and deliver under pressure has been a revelation, transforming the Dolphins into a dangerous offensive force. Last week was a perfect example of just how far he's come. In his first overtime appearance as a pro, Tua delivered when it mattered most, completing 6 of 7 passes for 67 yards and the game-winning touchdown to Jonnu Smith. Those are the moments that define quarterbacks, and Tua passed the test with flying colors. But it's not just about last week. Tua has been rewriting Dolphins history in ways that are hard to ignore. His 68.1 career completion percentage is currently the best in NFL history, and his streak of 3 consecutive games with 300 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and no interceptions is something even the great Dan Marino never accomplished. Being mentioned in the same breath as Marino is no small feat, and Tua has earned that respect. For Dolphins fans, the hope is that he can keep this momentum rolling into Houston and beyond. On the other side, the Texans have a star of their own in C.J. Stroud. Last year, Stroud's rookie season was one for the ages, and while his numbers have taken a slight dip this year, he remains one of the most exciting young quarterbacks in the league. Stroud's ability to balance big plays with careful decision-making has been a key to Houston's success. He ranks among the top 10 in several critical metrics, including big-time throw rate and turnover-worthy play rate, showing that he's not just talented but smart in how he manages the game. Stroud is the kind of quarterback who gives his team a chance every time he steps on the field. The offensive firepower on both sides sets the stage for what could be a high-scoring affair. Miami's offense, powered by Tua and his dynamic weapons, has been electric since his return, averaging 27.7 points per game. With Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle stretching defenses, the Dolphins have the ability to score quickly and often, putting immense pressure on opponents to keep up. On the other side, Houston boasts one of the most versatile offensive groups in the league. Nico Collins has been outstanding, averaging 104 receiving yards per game, but it's running back Joe Mixon who truly anchors their attack. Mixon's 1,131 yards from scrimmage and 12 touchdowns make him a constant threat, whether he's running the ball or catching passes out of the backfield. Despite the firepower, both teams are dealing with critical absences that could tilt the balance of the game. Miami's offensive line is in rough shape, with left tackle Terron Armstead and right tackle Austin Jackson both out. That's a major concern against the Texans' pass rush that features Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson, a duo that has combined for 20 sacks this season. Keeping Tua upright will be a challenge, and the Dolphins' ability to adjust could determine whether their offense can find a rhythm. Houston's defense has its own vulnerabilities. Safety Jalen Petra is on injured reserve, and linebacker Azeez Al-Shaair is suspended for an illegal hit on Trevor Lawrence in Week 13. Those losses leave gaps in the Texans' defense that Miami's explosive offense could exploit. If Tua can get into a groove early, the Texans may find themselves in a shootout they're not equipped to win. With everything at stake, this game feels like a pivotal moment for both teams. Miami is fighting to prove they're more than just a team hovering around .500, while Houston is looking to solidify their place as a playoff contender. The pressure is on, the stakes are high, and the margin for error is razor-thin. Both teams have shown flashes of brilliance this season, but this game will reveal which one is truly ready to take the next step. Can Tua continue his historic run and lead the Dolphins to a statement win? Will Stroud and the Texans find a way to hold off a desperate Miami team and maintain their grip on the AFC South? The answers to those questions will shape not just this game but the trajectory of both teams' seasons.